another video on the channel. And if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome, welcome. Much love and light to you guys, just the same. I really mean that. Um, okay, well, that has been chosen. Um, I am just finishing up the cards here, but I do have 3 piles tonight. You know what? Wait, let me do it now. Wait, hold on. I'll do it. Wait, hold on. Ooh, okay. All right, done. Actually, no, you know what? Change it. Okay, yes, fixed it. Okay, love and light, you guys. So we do have our pile monikers, but bear with me 1 second. I thought, you know what? I was getting on here a little bit later than I planned for, and I know I'm not. I usually like to have the cards all the way pulled, right? I don't know, maybe it's just personal preference. But at the same time, I was like, let me give you guys time to get on. If that makes sense. Love and light, eat me. Love and light, Fiona. Love and light, Cassandra. Oh, thank you, babe. It's vintage. I upcycled it when I designed it a couple years back. Thank you so much. So let's see here. Yeah. Oh, okay. Spirit's talking tonight, just saying. I was not guided to a lot of decks for this one, but I was heavily guided to one of the trusty decks, if I do say so myself, that your girl made a few moon cycles back. All right, so we are utilizing that oracle and some others, as well as the tarot deck tonight is Sweet Twilight. I feel like I need one more here for pile number 3, Spirit, please. Thank you. And anything for this? One more. Thank you. I hope you guys are feeling amazing. I am really excited to rest, okay? But you guys, tonight is the flower moon, and I definitely wanted to come on, you know, just in general, right? I love to come on and be here with you guys, of course. High key, right? But you guys, this particular flower moon, and you may want to look up, you know, study to show yourselves approved, really is tying into aspects of emotional release, okay? And of course, I want to make sure we're all feeling great about that while we're still feeling the necessities, you know, the little tidbits perhaps along the way that really creates that giant leap towards, you know, next level breakthrough and healing. Okay. And tonight we're going to be talking about that, really just kind of surface level. No worries. It's not a TED talk. I do have 3 piles to get through. I do intend to move through them quite nicely. So there's that. And not a lot of cards, not a lot of decks tonight, you guys, okay? So there's something about perhaps less is more, perhaps simplifying. Maybe you have been finding that, you know, in normal course when you go to maybe even do your to-do list, or, you know, the next day at work, when you think upon it, perhaps you go, all right, it's fine. I'm positive. There's no negative or stinking thinking happening here. But at the same time, your realist hat wants to kind of like stay glued on a bit, and you go, this might be a long day, but I'm sure I'll get through it, kind of thing. Next thing you know, you go, wow, this actually did more than what I had awareness of. And yet it was so much easier and took less time. Welcome to the good life. I'm just saying, all right? And you guys, for those that maybe haven't been, you know, maybe haven't been experiencing that just yet, baby steps lead somewhere all the more faster than no steps at all, right? And of course, you got to try again, okay? How many of you have gotten phenomenal at manifesting that great, perfect, you know, even maybe you might want to say parking spot, and, you know, random Thursday rolls around, it's like, I did the thing, where's the spot, kind of thing, right? Of course, whoever I'm addressing, you well know you can't give up there, okay? You try again. Same deal with creating your utopia. All right, for those that know, For those that don't know, welcome, and I really hope you enjoy playing catch up with us. We got you. Nobody's being left behind, all right? Unless by divine right, rule, and agenda, which ain't nobody in my collective, because I have the best collective hands down, okay? So no worries there. We do have 3 pals tonight, but I am mindful of the hour. And just to kind of make up perhaps for getting on here a little bit later than I planned for, I will go on ahead and ring the bell. All right, bell has rung. If you know what to do, please and thank you according to the live stream rules, you may do so now. Okay, now if you're saying, I don't really know what the live stream rules are, you really want to know what those are if you're going to ask me for a free tarot reading during this live stream. All right, and so where you would find those, always, always, and forever, okay, listed below each and every one of these videos. You're gonna have to scroll down into that box. There's a lot of details, tidbits, freebies, okay? Just saying. Your girl was Sharon, because Sharon's Karen, they say. Makes sense, okay? Karen. But anywho, look for the live stream rules, the asterisks, the stars, whatever you want to call them. They're all there, and you're going to need to know each and every part of them, okay? Because if you don't follow them, we're going to know, and even if we don't know, my guides do, and they don't play about me. All right, they don't play about me. They prove that to me, okay? I don't play about even thinking about them playing about me at this point, okay? We just been through too much, just so serious, okay? So there's that, all right? But I digress. Let me check the box, you guys. I hope you guys are feeling amazing, and I hope you feel comfortable. Comfortability. You know, it's interesting. I know one of the piles here is being asked to be kind of like on the outside of that. But at the same time, I do gather some people are understanding there is a level of ability in being in comfort, right? Turning the lens onto you. Oh, what do you need? How you doing, right? Keep doing that. You know what that's called? It's a lifestyle. Some might say it's self-care, self-love. All right. Do it. You need to do that. Okay. You deserve it. A long story short. So there's that. All right. Let's see what we got going on in the box. Anybody? I got a question. Anybody got a question? Roller coasters lead places too, Cass. Up, down, all around, right? Whole time you're learning, whole time you're being stronger because it didn't kill you, right? And it's part of the process of turning into the next point 0 level that you're cooking up actively as you work on that utopia of yours. All right, that's anyone who can make sense of that. Just saying. So please don't give up, and please know I get it. Okay, just keep going, and just keep being authentic about the whys. Right? It's like emotions are emotions, but what of them? Sometimes they're being projected onto you. They're not even your own. Others, there are ones you actually need to take a little deeper, closer look at. Okay. And the whole time understanding that this too shall pass, right? Emotions can rock you for the time that you allow for them to rock you, but they don't ever have to rule you. Okay. And of course, you know, the more that you kind of put that lens on you, oh, what do you need? Right? What's going on with you? The more you're able to kind of remain in the realm of control, or dare I say comfortability, in spite of anyone else's intentions for you, anyone else's projections towards you, even. Okay. Right. It's a ride. That's true. Okay. Let's see here, Fiona. Much love and light, babe. Ooh. Pisces might respect you, but it's stubborn AF and it gets in the way of connections. This may have nothing to do with you, Fiona. This may have everything to do with the way they're coded, their affect, their personality. This may be a fixed sign, right? Somebody that just, ever know and love one of them? Yeah. Me too. It ain't easy. It ain't for the faint of heart. even if in friendship. So serious. But I digress. I do see justice, okay, ultimately at the bottom of the deck for you for this connection. But I do also see simultaneously, which was the first card, if I do recall correctly, to come out. This is why I had to go towards some sort of clarifiers here. Balance is needed. Balance is needed, okay? But justice stands. Just don't be the one that overarches your availability, your efforts, your attention, right? Because it should be in balance, right? You get what you give, as long as what you give is given to you first by you. See, it's when you give to someone else outside of you first where you kind of mess that up, because then you don't have enough left over to give you in a right, proper, balanced form. Makes sense? All right, maybe that's part of the test here. Well, that's what I have for you, Fiona. Love and light, babe. Okay, let's see here. Eat me. Okay, let me see here. I mean, did you contact the DA's office? You need to get somebody. I mean, how are you just going to point a finger? You need somebody to back you with circumstantial evidence, at least. But somebody that has a like... Level 8 to minimum. Sorry if I'm butchering that. I don't have my glasses on. I forgot those as well. My goodness. I was just so eager to come on. I'm like, yes, let's do it. Can't even see, but we're good. So we've got the burdensome 10 of wands here, but it's giving on the other side of some fight, some moxie, maybe thinking outside of the box. It's a yes, right? But you definitely should go to the DAs. Okay, it's not like you can just start top tier and go to the feds necessarily, right? And this isn't me giving legal advice, it's just me making sense of what I understand of the legal system as a layperson, to be clear. But, you know, if not that, maybe a local reporter, you know, a news reporter. Like, hey, you interested in this? Because this is about to go down in your town, right? Stranger things happen, just saying. As I say that, I'm shuffling the deck. Eat me. I just glazed over for another time because it came out in the prior reading, that justice card, and now at the bottom of the deck, as I'm talking about the news reporter, we've got wands, which really talks about, you know, perhaps what I was talking. Perhaps what I was talking about was channeled at the time. All right, it's like get eyes on the situation. Okay, good job. I mean, if that's what you're feeling led to do, then good job, you know. The reason why I say that is because really you should check. You know, sometimes if it's not your battle, and just because it's an injustice doesn't necessarily mean it's something that you can prevent or even, you know, I hate to say it, but like prevail over. Like, meaning, like, you know how like it wouldn't be like super smart if you got it in your head that, you know, just because you refract all the way back to the all in all, that you should perhaps jump off of a high type of building or structure and just assume, you know what they say about assumptions, right? That you would just either ultimately fly or just be okay on the end of that. And, you know, it's like, should you risk that? Should you set, you know what I mean? So you do have to know how to pick your battles. And then once divine says, nah, that's your assignment, that's what you're supposed to do, and you know that's true, then get expectantly bold and do whatever the next steps are, okay, according to your spiritual guidance. But you know, I have to say it that way because often we are not asked to do anything more than observe and not absorb to the point where we are, um, you know, strong arming people to maybe even see the obvious. Stranger things have happened in the system, just saying, okay? So, but that's what I have for you, babe. Much love and light. All right, let me see here. I got to get through these piles and mindful of the hour. So let me skip to the next person in line, patiently waiting. All right, who is due? All right. Will my manager talking in impress my work? I think you're asking if the manager will be impressed with your work. Okay. Um, okay, I get I get constructive criticism coming your way here, do. Sorry, I'm just shortening it because I don't want to butcher it. And I do see a lot of fear and anxiety connected to the what ifs, right? But I just see on the other side of some perhaps gentle recorrection, everything like went from okay, maybe a little bit concerned or maybe a little bit not so impressed to wow, that's well and good. Like well and good. You know, like it ends, they're confident in your abilities. You know, maybe somebody, you know, that happens sometimes. You get trained and it's like people are already like not wanting to train because it's like they're not even, they're doing more work kind of thing for less pay is the way they look at it, and oftentimes that can be the case, quite frankly and sadly. And so depending on who trains you and depending on who trains them, even, you know, you might be lacking like one or two things, or even how to like better what you know you already come to the job to do type of thing, or education wise. But I just see, you know, maybe there's some talks about you know, some ways that you can implement, or maybe you just need a little bit more information that you, it's like how do you know you didn't know until they tell you kind of thing, you know. And on this, on the other side of that, I just see like I just keep hearing it's well and good. Yeah, and then the celebratory Three of Cups wants to come out, right? So it's giving like management agrees, and you know what I mean, like so, and Hierophant behind that. Okay, so you do have divine supporters. I say that because I do gather that there is someone on the other side that maybe you do know and love from this incarnation. It seems female. It seems to be a female energy, and they could have actually been. You know, maybe like they were the type to go to church on Sunday, but there's a lot of divinity aware of you. So I hope you do tap into that so that you can really kind of get out of that fear, anxiety state. You know, ask for signs. Okay, if this is okay, let me see someone in a red hat, you know, or let me see a green car, or, you know, purple umbrella, you know, something that could be just so strange and unusual, and the divine will produce it and more, right? In confirmation, in affirmation, okay? And that will help bolster the credibility of your connectivity to divine, and maybe even to those who you know and love that are now on the other side of that veil. Much love and light, babe. Peace be with you. Um, ooh, what's a Facebook scam, Sag girl? What is it? Oh, what's a Facebook scam? I hate when they do that stuff. All right, let's see here. Okay. Lovely A pink. Okay, let me see. Ooh, ooh, okay. Oops. That's a yes. It's a very community vibes yes, right? And I don't see that it would just be like a why are you saying hi if you said hi kind of thing. But I do see that you're like really kind of like wishing, waiting, hoping, and praying. Here's the thing, you guys, if you get over focused on someone that maybe shouldn't matter that much, you start delaying your experience with them. Because the divine's like, whoa, you care too much about that one. That's not even your person type of thing. It's like you said, a crush, and what of it, right? It's like now I'm hearing, who is that big pun? I'm not a player, I just crush a lot, right? Like a crush, depending from one person to the next, can come a dime a dozen. I crush all the time, right? So you gotta kind of put that crush into perspective a little bit more. It's like, yeah, I enjoy seeing that person because they're cute. They got this, they do this, they speak this way, kind of thing. But to the point where you're just like, okay, I'm really actually like having an emotional upset because it's been 3 weeks. That's where the divine goes, you're not going to see them at all now until you fix that, because what are you talking about? So just saying, I'm not calling you out and saying that spirit's saying that's, I'm just kind of just really grateful that you're on here and participating, because somebody can relate to some aspect, maybe not all of your situation and your answer. So just to be clear, I'm not calling you out for that, but take what resonates. All right. Oh, he's in the military. Yeah, that would well, I mean, either way it's a yes, right? The 3 of Pentacles is definitely feeling grounded, not something like shaky rocky, like, oh my gosh, it almost didn't happen type of thing. And I feel like it's probably reminiscent of the energy that you will enter into upon actually physically laying eyes on this person, to know they're safe, right? They've returned, if they're actually out doing, a leg in some form of battle. Which, you know what, my heart goes out to not only the soldiers, but the friends and family that they, the community that they already were or connected to, because I feel like to some level and measure, those, that whole aspect of community serves their sacrifice on all sides of the board there. And I've always been mindful of that, because I feel like a lot of people haven't been over the years. Like, of course, you'd like to think, even referable to the soldiers, as it were, that people would be mindful. Not even the case there. But even so, I just find people being more mindful about, like, the soldier actually going on the battlefield, and not necessarily like the people left behind. And they too very much serve. Um, so man, thank that person for their service. I know that's one thing I always do, whether I know the person or not. I see them in uniform, I'm like, thank you, respect, because long story short, someone's gonna do it, but high key, I wouldn't want it to be me. I just am not built for that. I'm not coded for that kind I'm a lover, not a fighter. you know. But you're very welcome. Oh, you're saying the scammer is saying he's in the military. I misunderstood that, but I'm mixing that with A Pink's thing. It's late, you guys. Forgive me. You're very welcome. Hopefully that still made sense, A Pink. My goodness, I think I got mixed with the energy that Sag Girl was talking about, the scammer saying he's in the military. Yeah, that's no good. That's no good. Karma will always get those people. No worries. That's what I believe. Okay, I think we're caught up on the questions. Is that true, Fiona? Are we good? We can start pile number 1. Do you know anybody? Yeah, I think we're good, you guys. Let me hydrate here. So, you guys, I do hope you stick around for the pickup piles. But also, just to give you guys a heads up, I got something pretty amazing to report that happened yesterday. And I don't want to get into it prior to giving the reading, because I feel like we might have some questions about it, and I didn't want to take away from the energy. I had already opened the channel, so I just want to like ride that out. But I definitely have something kind of supernaturally phenomenal to share. And like, it literally just happened yesterday, so hopefully you guys, I get it, if you can't stay on all night, check back tomorrow, right? Help your girl get the watch hours up anyways, please and thank you. Right. But no, seriously, this literally just happened yesterday. I'm not making it up. And so the timing of it just is okay. It's not a gimmick. But I digress. Let's get into pile number 1, you guys. So it's going to be 2332 for pile number 1. Okay. And pile number 1, let me just give the monikers, I suppose. This is Dolly. She is a Dolomite bird atop a beautiful piece of amethyst, and I think some sort of agate. Forgive me. We've got pile number 2's moniker as the double terminated citrine crystal. Okay. And pile number 3, last but certainly not least. Okay. I need you to know there's high significance to flowers for pile number 3, and specifically could very well be lavender. Long story short, I had this, piece left over and sitting atop the table here, and at some point it decided to fly and land squarely on pile number 3. Okay, so that's what I have for you so far for the monikers, and we're going to start pile number 3 again. I guess I should say 2440. Okay, for the actual message. All right, the card from your girl's oracle deck. All right, I decided to call it Moon Guidance. Apparently, I didn't even remember. I'm like reading it on the I made it so long ago. But anyways, it says your only limit is you, pile number one. Okay, now this is not anyone coming for anyone, but this is, of course, born out of love and light. And if anyone should, and it happens to the best of us, find your crown a little bit crooked, we've got to straighten it. That's all. Okay, so pile number one, let's talk. Okay, the next card out for you, something unexpected may happen. So here's the sitch. Something unexpected may happen. And what I mean by that is if you're fearing and wondering when and how and will it be the case, okay, something unexpected may happen. All right. And also, same deal, if you kind of let go of the hand gripping on the rope, perhaps that's being intentionally ripped from you, not to rip you from you, but to rip it from you, to free you, perhaps, right? Perception is key here. Okay, then something unexpected may happen. So it's kind of giving you a choice. Which one did you want there, pal number one? Well, choose wisely, because you are capable of choosing. And if and when you find yourself capable of choosing, I need you to know there's power behind your choice. And it's born out of you. See, there's some significance, pal number one, to you not really rocking with you, perhaps. Maybe you feel awkward, uncomfortable. All right, there's that word again in a different way, huh? When you are highlighted, when you even are expected to highlight you to you. And that's problematic, you see, because you can't be in the dark or out of the loop, especially in this timeline. You really have to know who you are, why you're here, and what you're doing, because you're really expected to know that to some form. Now, I'm not here saying that anyone, let alone everyone on earth, are to know all things, always, and in all ways. How much fun would that be? Especially when, if you find yourselves in this earth realm, you're here to learn and grow your soul. So, what fun of it is to know everything all at once without even trying? You might not even realize you knew everything all at once. How boring and bland an experience. Makes sense? Okay, so it's what you make of it, okay? Because something unexpected may happen, or something unexpected may happen, you know? So choose wisely, all right? Now, life can be hard, or it could be also wonderful. It could also be hard and wonderful simultaneously. I mean, you really get what you put in this here, right? So, which will you focus on? All right, this is what you were being asked to choose to do. You got to take a look at you, honey bun. Maybe it's been a while. Maybe you need to actually take a good once over, strip down naked in front of the mirror, right? But also, don't stop there. Bare your soul, right? You to you. There's no vulnerability in that, is there? I mean, gosh, how many times have you bared your soul or even your arse to someone who really could never even have cared, or, nor cared to care, or cared to choose to care about you, right? But when it comes to you being vulnerable with you, it's like, oh, I don't know, it'd be horrible, not amazing. That's a falsity. Stop running that old type of programming, okay? If we're going to think about the brain as being that supercomputer we talk about often, right? Which is likely the case, okay? Makes sense. There's scientific backing, etc. But I digress. That's a whole rabbit hole I don't have the energy at the moment to go down. So we're going to keep moving. Pile number one. The next card out here for you is speak up and speak out. Again, from you to you. See, you thought other people were something about you so easily focusing outwards, kind of giving an annoyance to some of your spiritual guidance team, perhaps, right? Dare I say, even aspects of your higher selves here. Gosh, have you yet to give yourselves permission to look at you and not only look at you, but rock with you, right? Unapologetically and emotionally, freely, confidently, vulnerably. It's high time you did. There's power in that. There's comfort there too on the other side of you getting out of the comfort zone. Isn't that interesting? It's kind of giving something likened to that of like a waterfall, right? The water rushes out of one pool, but yet into another. Who's to say if the water really understands there's another pool that will catch it, right? Sometimes you don't know, perhaps. Yet the flow is there if you allow, if you'll surrender, if you'll be vulnerable. Some people feel like vulnerability perhaps would be to speak up, even if they knew exactly what they wanted to say. I feel like the more you work against that, the less that will be your experience, and the more power and, dare I say, enlightenment you might actually receive on the other side of doing some of that aspected shadow work. Okay? One second, you guys. I think there's like a little. I have like a little ant, I think. I don't have my glasses on. I'm like, is that? Sorry. Like, is that? Unless it was. I don't have my glasses on, so sometimes things get blurry, but I thought I saw. I was like, is that an ant? All right, my bad, you guys. Distractions, distractions. Stop looking outside yourself for the answers. You already know them. This isn't just me. They made a card about it, okay? And ensured that it was in your pile. Just saying, okay? Break through the clouds, find the truth. All right, so maybe some of you are taking some substances or being so darn avoidant that it's really detrimental at this point, right? Again, look at you, rock with you, engage with you. Some of you are turned off to the point where you're not realizing, okay, some of these emotions, and let's talk about it, flower moon, right? Full moon, flower moon, are not even your own emotions. And would it be a pity if you didn't actually do that work to find that out? You'd just be rocking around going, I'm depressed. Next thing you know, you're taking pills or more. Really? Does that make sense though? Because I feel like going within at this point should be at least just as palatable as perhaps adding another pill to the regimen. Just saying, right? Rock with you. Choose you first. Okay. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm not offering medical and or legal advice. You already know this, but I gotta state it to be clear, right? However, it makes sense that even in spite of your perhaps need of medication, even you should still be addressing what's going on in the within. And the more you do that, the more you assist the meds to work. How about that? So either way, it's win-win. Just saying. All right. The card here that I have in my hand indicates three things, and I know you want to rock with them all. I know that you are also deserving to experience them all, and not even in a mid sense, but like in like a rich, glorious way. And they are as follows: love, trust, and happiness. Okay. Now here's the situation. We're talking about this because you know, if I sat you down, I feel like, not to project onto you, but I'm just saying the energy I'm reading right here. It's giving. If I sat you down and asked you how are you, you know, you're gonna have some sort of story about how you're not content, right? Well, same deal with like going in the within and being vulnerable, asking, how are you doing? What do you need and why? What could you change even when you can't change everything, right? Kind of thing. You're going to have a lot more of heightened aspects of love, trust, and happiness, even if simply and solely from you to you. This is important. Also, it's foundational, it's necessary. And I know it's something because I need to sit my nose down again off of my face, but here we are talking about it because it's still attached. Okay, thank you. I'm grateful. Um, but this is really prerequisite work for you to actually enter in the emotionally freeing and communicative, loving, caring, and concerned type of connections that you deserve, not only just desire, not only just perhaps dream of. Okay? So you better do this work, all right? And you can because you're being asked. You're not being asked because it's easy necessarily, but you're being asked. And so, because you're being asked, you can do this work unless and until you stay back at step one. All right. And you stagnate yourself being stuck in your head, being stuck in that deer in headlights, not to be triggering, type of vibe, type of ideation, right? Oh, I can't. Oh, I'm not enough. Oh, I'm stuck. Oh, it won't work. Oh, this will happen again. Oh, I'll get hurt. And at that point, I need you to know that's really you to you. You can't blame somebody who didn't come into the picture yet for hurting you when you don't even know their name now to even try and blame them. But when you don't do the work and you try to tether up with them later, talking about, yeah, yoke is even and yoke is light type of vibes, and it ain't working, you want to project onto them. That's not fair. That's not right. That's not loving. And you didn't enjoy it when it happened to you, did it? Did you? Right? Let's be honest. We've all been there. Just saying. So don't be that one. Even from you to you. Okay? That's how you know once you get good at actually like loving yourself that you actually can love somebody else. Just saying, right? And that's not me saying like any kind of um, love, care, and concern and connectivity that you've had up to this point means nothing. I'm not saying that at all. But don't you want the best of the best? The best of all experiences to be had here? The best of all of your dreams, hopes, wishes, and desires. And the divine the whole time is saying you're worthy of it. Just do the work. It's a prerequisite. Some storms you can't get around, honey. You got to go through them, perhaps. And here's the thing, even if you want to liken you facing you to a storm, so what of it? You are the storm. What's the problem? It's what you perceive, even yourselves, as well as that storm to be, is what will make or break the situation, is what will keep your crown off kilter or set it ablaze on fire and right and center, okay? Holy Ghost fire is coming to mind. I don't know if somebody's some sort of religious mind here, but or maybe somebody recently had a next leveling of that fire polish in spirit, referable to ascension. Okay, those anointed chosen ones. No, I get that. Okay, ooh wee. You get new skin, don't you? Let me stop. But this card says, my home is a sacred space full of beauty, inspiration, and protection. And by home, I need you to know we ain't talking about four walls nowhere. This is you facing you, who you are, what you are made of, who you are, what you are not, and being okay with that, and surrendering to that, and honoring that, and magnifying that. All right? Of course, to use for the greater good. I have to say it that way because we all got dark and light, honey. No way around that one either. But balance is key. Okay? I have unlimited potential and claim my purpose. All I need is within me. Cannot make it any more plainer, honey bun. So serious. This is giving Whitney Houston vibes or something. I don't know. I don't have my glasses. That's not Whitney in the face, but man, that fro was like circa 90 something. Anywho, okay. Like I told you guys, I've gone ahead and pulled from the tarot, okay? But for some reason, I was guided to do that after the oracles, all right? And you know what? Even after the tarot, but I kind of just want to get this out of the way so I don't forget it. I did pull from another deck here, and the card states love, people, activity, places. This is really what you're up for, okay, as part and parcel of your reward system, as it were, for what? Learning and growing your soul, doing the work, making way for the new, okay? And so if you do this work, you will be able to connect it back to really being feeling emotionally heard, feeling safe, feeling loved, supported on the outside of you. Isn't that funny how you have to go through you to get to people outside of you to finally treat you the way that you know you did at that point? Keyword at that point. Deserve. Okay. How many times previous to this particular junction, perhaps, have people tried to even serve you with just even like a quarter of a measure of what you freely give? And you, oh, I don't know. Thank you. I don't know. I feel, oh, I should, you can even accept a compliment without like firing a compliment back just to even it out so you didn't take anything. You weren't too much. Gone are those days, honey. Get ready, because if you have been doing the work, all right, if I do say so myself, when you pour into you, you will get tangible evidence. People will not be able to help themselves but to assist you with feeling heard, seen, protected, loved, supported. And, for someone like me to say that, that's a lot. That's a loaded statement for somebody like me to say that. If you guys only knew. If you only knew the half. So, I'm sharing what works with you guys, right? I'm not sitting here saying I know everything. You guys know I give you all I can. Sometimes even beyond, I'm working on this, but sometimes even beyond, when I look back, I'm like, what I believed I could give, right? So, I'm here doing my part, and all I'm saying is, for those that you're sitting here or standing there or laying there doing your part, all right, and you've been at this for a few moon cycles, you better get ready. All right, it's almost giving like get ready to be worshipped kind of vibes, right? Compared to some of those old paradigms, timelines, and old earth. All right, so there's that. Please don't give up, pal number one, or anyone who can really make sense of this under the sound of my voice. So serious, okay? Yeah, strength card. It's not been easy. You have well understood the uh, necessity, perhaps, of death in the essence of rebirth. Okay, you can't get to some of those goodies, some of those goodie bags, those rewards, okay, without closing out cycles. Sometimes you can't close out a cycle without going through some stuff. And boy, you've been going through. Okay, this isn't a 1 year stint. You know what I'm saying? Okay, those that know. All right, look on the other side of the strength card comes the death card. Just saying, so serious. Yes, I want to talk about Phoenix rising from the ashes, but it's more to it than that. I'm speaking to a grouping of individuals who have been time and time again, maybe even painstakingly, some might say, really intending to do this work, quite frankly. Not someone who stumbled upon, oh, I was doing shadow work. No, you've intended to do this. And I guess I'm picking up on the air of, I don't want to say disgruntledness, but like weariness, perhaps. Don't you dare give up. I'm so serious. Creator is up ahead, but it's really like barely up ahead because it's kind of like right here, right now. But then again, you'd have to actually tap in and believe, okay, so that you can receive. Because as far as I'm concerned, and I'm reading the energy for what you're looking for as far as experiences, okay, whether in love, whether in feeling safe, even, okay, whether in traveling to places, meeting new people, perhaps, or circling back to old. Okay, it's all in the right now space for you. So you better tap in, do the work, and grab it. Okay, and by it, I'm really talking about your manifestations here. I can't make it any plainer, pal number one. All right. And it's interesting. The tag word for the Five of Chalices here is changes. Okay, changes are inevitable. Yes, they can feel like this. Okay, and even I need you to know those that feel like this and worse, perhaps, are some of the most life changing. Yes, obviously, high key understatement, right? But some of the most necessary life changing events. I didn't say they felt good or made you feel safe, but necessary in the sense that when you look back, you can connect the dots. Oh, aha. That's why I'm no longer like this now. That's why I'm like this now. That's why I no longer eat this now. That's why I eat this now. That's why I no longer partake in those activities now. That's why I love these activities now. That's why I'm no longer that person from 5 years ago now. That's why I'm this person now. And knowing you're not even at the end of your journey and knowing just the same simultaneously that that's a-okay. Because how are you supposed to be on a journey, all right, if it's not a journey, if it's not something always ever changing? Makes sense? All right, because think about it. To take change out of the equation, that's stifling you automatically into some sort of death energy. Ultimately, stagnation long enough, oh yeah. You try having a body part without a blood supply long enough. You don't have the body part anymore because the window closed, type of thing, right? So be mindful, all right? Make wise choices. If maybe some of these things on your proverbial to do list need to be on your literal to do list, please make the transfer. right? Especially if they're connecting to health, you guys. You need to pour into you with your life force energy that you're coded with, all right? So that you can maintain your own level of sustenance. Because many of you whom I'm speaking to, you have people who draw off of you. Sometimes that's a necessity too. But you also got to be mindful if and when it's not. All right? Okay. I'm now looking from the tarot at the Three of Swords. Okay, so you guys have been through a lot, but you are actively pulling yourself out of it unless you believe you're not able to, and or that you won't, and or that you don't want to. I'm not here to strong arm you into choosing higher vibrational choices that will lead to higher vibrational outcomes and more pleasantries, but I'm here to guide you if you are interested in doing that as to how. Okay. And the how is you've got to set your mind to it, not give up. All right. I think I made a post about that earlier today. If it was still today, it was not still today. That was yesterday. All right. So I digress. But you get it. You get the point here. Chariot leading to Two of Pentacles. All right. Um, there could be some significance to Johnny Depp. There could be some significance to snakes as well. Doesn't have to be the case, but I kind of can't really get around this character looking like Johnny's somebody out of the whole lot of Tim Burton characters that were created. But I digress. You could have went hiking recently. I know I did. And you guys, that reminds me, I have a phenomenal story to share with you at the end of this. Please be mindful to circle back. I know maybe you can't stick around. I get that, but circle back because man, I just want everyone to know. Like it was pretty cool of an experience. But anyways, let me get through this. Okay, so there could also be some significance to Nike, whether sneakers or the figure. Okay, or even aspects of Greek mythology coming through here. Also, Mars energy, really interesting here. Okay, long story short, the Chariot leading to Two of Pentacles, indicating. Why would it say that? For some reason, I thought that card said obstacles, but really would be speaking again to that balance that would be needed. And I gather most of you are working towards this. All right. So are you ready for this last one? Certainly. Damn sure not the least. Okay, it's a ginormous breakthrough assistant type of ace here. It's kind of giving, I know it's an apple, but it's kind of giving James and the Giant Peach. Could be of some significance. Whether the storybook or the movie doesn't have to be the case. But you guys, literally, the Ace of Wands, like that's literally the ace of the new path, the new life, the new lease on life, even. Okay, so get out of your head, okay, and get into your heart space, get into your emotional body, ferret around. Is this okay? Is it healthy? Do I want this? Does it get to stay? What can we do about this? What change does need to be implemented? Whether you want to necessarily implement that change or not, once you identify, ooh, a change should be made, you gotta coach yourself into figuring out a way how to make it change. Okay? Because how are you going to act like you don't know once you find out? Oh, is that why a lot of people don't want to check in? They'd rather not know so they could just not be accountable. That's not even the way that works. The whole time Divine's like, Mel, see, this ain't right. Just saying. Not that it's about right or wrong, but it's like it's not according to plan and you're gonna make it harder. Whoever that's for, don't be that one. All right. You're not, it's like people like that can get into some of those traps that they set for themselves ultimately, up until the point where they realize and or just break the whole cycle with themselves. And they'll be some of the quickest mofos to start blaming God, divinity. Oh, it don't matter. Oh, it don't exist. Right? Whole time, like, they're the creator of their chaos. It's like you might as well call them Loki at best or something. Like, it's so odd. So please don't be that one. Not that that's coming from a place of judgment. It's coming from a place of concern, if that makes sense. Because you guys, once you really get your head wrapped around some of these spiritual principles, all right, you understand, like, okay, if I do this, I'm producing this fruit, right? I plant this crappy seed, I'm getting a crap fest. Like, and everyone else is getting their harvest, and you're all like, mine's crappy. Yeah, you did that. Farmer Brown, right? Like, make it make sense, okay? So that's why we talk about these things, because I'm not trying to have anybody from my collective on my watch trying to be Farmer Brown. And that's no diss on farmers. I actually respect them and they're needed, okay? But in this scenario, Farmer Brown is planning crop fests of harvests of crap, right? So we don't want that kind of Farmer Brown. You see what I mean? So long story short, don't be that one. If that was you, okay, just correct it, redirect the situation into something hella better, because you're powerful enough to make the choice to try again. And of course, when you try again, might have to be something different. Okay, just saying, because if it's not something different, you might just repeat the cycle. Make it make sense. Okay, so now that somebody's caught up, oof, we're gonna ring the bell just in case somebody slipped in the back. Just saying, if not, we're gonna keep going at this because I've got 2 more piles to get through, you guys. I was thinking in him and hawing on whether I was gonna do the chart placements and all that. I feel like it's like, if you resonate with it, honey, or not. And if you don't know, I don't know how to tell you. It's just not your reading. Other than to say it's not your reading, if that makes sense, okay? It's okay. It happens to the best of us. You pick a pile, you're like, no, I feel strongly connected. It's like, absolutely none of yours. It's par for the course of learning and growing your soul and trusting your intuition, right? You've got to try again. You can't just be so quick to give up. And even if you're triggered, right, at some aspects, or emotional at some aspects, you got to get really great at feeling through it in order to detach. That's all. And that too is learning and growing. So where's the problem? The problem is if and when you give up. Okay, so don't do that. All right. Okay. All right. Feel good now. Okay. Let's see here. I don't see any questions, so we're gonna go head on to pile number 2, you guys, at 5144. Let me just hydrate here. Could be some significance to a lake. Somebody may live near a body of water of sorts. So your cards here collected for pile number 2, and again, that was those who maybe resonated with the citrine crystal here. Maybe some of you are into Reiki practice or looking to get into it, or you receive Reiki, whether you're physically the one doing that or not, okay? It doesn't have to be the case, you guys. So this first card says slow but sure. I've got really good news for you, pile number 2. I just remembered what this is about. Okay. The next card out says go the extra mile. It's never crowded, right? Because if it were too easy, right, everybody and their mama would be there. So just because something's really good to do doesn't necessarily also equate to easiness. And there's a level of strategy in that. It's because that way there's room for you once you get there, because not everybody and their mom is there, type of thing. So you get to your lane ultimately and dominate there, right? Even before anyone's mama can show up, perhaps. Just saying. I don't know why I keep saying about somebody's mama, but maybe somebody just became a mother, or there could have been some significance to yesterday, which was Mother's Day. You guys, happy Mother's Day. Happy belated Mother's Day. Forgive me. I had a lot going on and I didn't want to half-ass the Mother's Day post, so I figured I would just tell you guys whenever I in person could come on. I'm a day late, but you know what? In spirit, I was right there with you guys, sending love and light, and really hoping that your day really was as amazing as you guys are, and that it felt that way. Okay. So you guys, you go the extra mile. All right. And now is the new later. So whoever I'm speaking to from the collective, you want to talk about planning and harvesting. Okay, maybe you feel like you've been planning way more than harvesting. All right, get ready, because that's about to change. You're going to at least harvest, at least what I'm hearing, way more, but at least as much as you've been putting down. All right, because you have been going the route of slow and steady wins the race. All right, you have been going the route of, okay, back to the drawing board. You have been going the route of not giving up, reinventing self, reinventing whatever you got cooking here. You guys have businesses, some of you, Some of you have them well underway off the ground, and others you're in early stages. Some of you, really don't even necessarily know exactly what you'll be producing around the corner, but you feel this stir about you. It's like, no, I got to take this serious. I've got to really allow myself to surrender to this call, surrender to the flow state so that I can pull in, whatever aspect of channeling that may be required. Like some of you, those poets, painters, and I almost said physicians. I mean, I guess that makes sense too to some degree, but really I was looking for more of like the artistic type of tag words. So let me see here. It was poets, painters, and musicians, not physician. Maybe somebody recently visited a physician, perhaps. Doesn't have to be the case. But it wanted to come through physician. So now is the new later, right? You could have told yourself, okay, as long as I maintain putting my best foot forward, even if it's from one baby step to the next, as long as I remain positive, as long as I remain on my moral high ground, as long as I, remain with my boundaries rightfully upheld, kind of thing, right? As you're going through, like, I mean, this is not for the weak. I mean, this is not for the faint at heart, okay? This is big stuff, like mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, down even to the pentacles, okay? Some of you could have been diagnosed perhaps with something, some sort of like IBS, okay? Some sort of syndrome or disorder referable to the digestive tract, okay? Conscious eating will assist you with getting more nutrients and nourishment out of your food. Somebody here might be having, I don't know exactly the medical terminology, you guys forgive me, but the long story short is somebody here could be eating food, right? And it could be healthy as all you need it to be, but you're experiencing what would be termed at least some form of malabsorption. Um, you know, or this could be someone around you, somebody, I'm not projecting it should be someone's child or anything, but I'm mindful of it. And so, because I'm mindful that it could be the case, and I have to talk about it, just to be clear, this is not a doom and gloom message at all. If anything, this should be a message that makes you feel like, wow, I'm seen, like, wow, like what I have been instilling even into my mental harvest really is a thing, really is an experience, really is a lifestyle, really is happening for me. Okay, so keep going. You guys may want to get more like fruits and vegetables in you, even if you've got to drink them, right? Different dietary needs. I get that, but conscious eating for me is just giving like, okay, speaking over your food, okay, anything pretty much has water in it, right? Speak over it. Dolly just fell over. That's so funny. um yeah, maybe somebody's having some stability issue though. And so, you know what, malabsorption would affect bones and things like that. Like, this is important to actually get a grasp. Different strokes for different folks, right? So I'm not going to go like step one, step two, but definitely do your research if that's you. Study to show yourself approved, and really check in with your own spiritual guidance team. You guys would not believe what you can receive, okay, if you really I listen until you really action it out where you're like, okay, I'm trusting my intuition. Like my guide said to do A, B, and C, right? Or my higher self said, or God said, right? To do A, B, and C. And once you realize on the other side, and it's so funny because spirit will often confirm with me, like whether I'm intentioning that to be the case or not, more times than not. I can't say every time perhaps, but like more times than not, that's the case. And I'll be like so amazed, mind blown, because I'm like, dude, that doctor just said to do that very thing I intuitively got like to do and had been doing. So I'm like, well, I had a schedule on like whatever my goal is, right? I'm like, yes, that's so amazing. But also, because knowledge is power, right? Knowledge can also be health as well as wealth, makes sense. But then also you get that like next leveling or on the back end, hindsight being 2020, you're like, wow, that's so amazing. Like I'm connected, like I am heard, I am seen, I am assisted by divine forces, by divinity. The divinity within me and the divinity upon backs me, right? And man, when you really start looking at your problems, your issues with that type of understanding and that type of energy, right? It's like the problems have to respond to you as you being in that kind of energy instead of that, perhaps normal fear state. All right. It's kind of like how certain dogs, if they can smell fear, and that's literally a thing that they can do. Okay. Long story short, they're more prone to just even if the intent initially wasn't to uh, even attempt to unalive you or harm you in some sort of like maiming type of um, mechanism. Once they smell fear, it's almost like they're coded to be like, especially certain breeds, right? Just to overarch the energy to allow you to fear even more so that they view you as controllable and less of a threat. Because whole time perhaps they're in some fear state. See how that can get a little, so it's best, you guys, to just, like we discussed even in Power One, and maybe you've resonated with that as well, to go in to ground, to really understand who you are and who you're not and what backs you, kind of thing, because then you're not so quick to really have your panties or your boxers bunched up to the point where like you're not able to breathe, cortisol shooting through your veins to the point where you're gaining 5 pounds a second, kind of thing, right? Okay. And you can eat better with a lot less digestive issues as well, if I do say so myself. Okay. This card says, I surrender to the power of prayer and devotion. Okay. So you can't really get that credibility bolstered too much, you guys, without the connectivity. You'd have to actually address divine forces, honor them, make time for them, right? And understand that you essentially refract back onto that same source, that same light, okay? Divinity, the all in all, as to your as also does your spiritual guidance team. Make sense? Okay. So when you really kind of wrap your head around all of that, those problems, big as they may be, really can't appear to be quite as ginormous to the point where you are in that fear state, not able to breathe, not able to think, not able to speak, not able to sleep, not able to eat, kind of thing, right? And so this is what your higher selves, if no one else, but it's so much more than your higher selves, want for you, pal number two, and anyone under the sound of my voice. Makes sense if I'm really talking about bringing your spiritual guidance team into the mix. Nobody's spiritual guidance team hates them, just to be clear, whether you're connected to power one, two, or three. Okay. So serious. And you guys, we talk about that because hell, I've been there before. It's like, okay, does God still love me, you think? Because, like, last Thursday, I had that extra fish stick, and I told Sally she looked pretty when she didn't. Kind of like, it's like, whew, depending on what grouping or organization of individuals you're dealing with, and or perhaps looking to some form or measure as perhaps an authority, you might fear and ultimately believe into some aspects of fear that just really have no business being in your energy. Okay, and so that's why we do talk about these things tongue in cheek, as they may, come across every now and again. But truthfully, we're all somewhere on the path. Okay, so I'm mindful of that. All right, so beneath the calm exterior is often the hottest heart. Okay, so you guys have a lot of passion, you have a lot of moxie, whether you are outwardly expressive of that or not. And the reason why I say that is because you have yet to give up. The reason why I say that is because when you still look at those projects, those businesses, the ideas bigger than you, bigger than life, some others might say, right? You still have a burning desire to see them come to light, to see them come to fruition, to see the outcome, to do your part in it all, whatever it may be. Okay, maybe not be you doing all things always and in all ways for the project, the outcome of the business, etc. But I digress. One moment here, I'm going to sneeze, you guys. Oh my goodness. I wonder why when I take it off. Okay, hold on. After all that, I couldn't even sneeze. I hate when I'm like, I just don't want to ugly sneeze on the camera because God only knows. But anyways, because I think of that too, because I'm like, I'll be watching other people and I'm like, man, I paused it like that and they look really awkward there. I'm like, yeah, so what I know, what I don't want to do on top of everything else I do on the camera, most likely would be like ugly sneeze. Just saying. So forgive me for trying to be protective of my collective, just saying. But anyways, so this is really talking about, the fact that you haven't given up means that you have the capability and the strength and the tenacity, the fortitude, as well as the divine guidance, inspiration, and protection to see it through. And again, there's some significance about, even though it's not really you doing all things. I don't know if somebody here is trying to do too darn much, or you're expecting yourself to kind of be, this is kind of giving Prince right in the studio. It's like, I'm going to play all the instruments, I'm going to play them one and done, and I'm going to play many, right? Like, it's like, you don't have to just do it all, even if you can, right? Like, maybe I'm talking to somebody who's got like a lot of talent. Obviously I said maybe, right? That's a funny, but I'm talking to somebody who's got a lot of talents, skills, and giftings, maybe even education about them, right? But it's like, should a plumber build a whole house, right, plank by plank, just because they know how to put the whole plumbing system in? Probably not, man. I mean, how many years you want to take to make the house? you know so there's that. I'm just trying to get to your other cards here. One second, they got a little disjointed. Maybe there's some need for order here as well, right? It's like, you pick things up, you put them down, and that's well and good. Okay, some of us, you got like some stuff about you, like maybe, an A, couple of D's or something, or more. There's an H sometimes, right? Comes to mind. No pun intended, but I digress. That was kind of funny. And so maybe you do have to pick up and put down, but do it orderly. It's like, oh, this is the pick up and put down table for this, not that and everything else, right? So then what? Maybe you got to get a couple more tables. Maybe you got to get a bookshelf and make a bunch of tables out of it, so it's still in that one corner, kind of thing. All right. Work around the workaround, okay? But don't give up and don't settle for a mid situation just because you've been barely eking out what you're setting out to do, or creating what you're setting out to do. Because is that loving towards you? Like, shouldn't you slow down a bit, take it all in, and realize what is necessary of you and perhaps even others around you to get the highest quality experience, and dare I say product? Okay. Take the tag words as they resonate. General collective, to be clear, we're still on pile number 2. I'm going to ring the bell in just a moment. Go enjoy your pleasure alone. Now, this is talking about, how we talked about even starting with pile 1, you to you. It's like you doing slow and steady. I'm also addressing, hey, you don't got to do it all alone now. So maybe you were, right? That's not going to carry on for too many more moon cycles. Just saying. Okay. So you are, if you resonate with not having any help, you're getting a lot. You might get help to the point where it's overwhelming, right? And not in the sense that, oh, here comes the vultures, the leeches, right? They just want to take, and have a reason to have access so that they can kind of drain you out like Sookie Stackhouse or something. No. Okay. I don't know why True Blood is coming through so heavily tonight. That was even before I started the session on the live stream. So True Blood, I did forget to say, may have some significance, you guys. Doesn't have to be the case, or maybe you just like vampires, or you have a vampirical look or aesthetic about yourself, or you find that hot, which I get it, no judgment. Only love and light, just saying. Okay. The next card says, be independent and brave. And aren't you? Yes, you are. Okay, so honor that. Because you know what, you're going to stay more independent and more brave way longer if you honor that, instead of just kind of like avoiding those truths, right? Some people are so quick to point out weaknesses, and we've been treated that way so many times by people that claim to know and love us, that people that claim or were understood at some point in the path in some form or measure of authority figures, who you figure they'd know better, they'd know how to lead and teach, right, and assist. Okay, but instead they taught toxicities like, if you're not perfect, then you don't matter, kind of thing, right? If it ain't all the way there, then nothing at all, kind of thing, right? No, gone are the days where you are in that restrictive mode. Okay, and gone are the days where you allow yourselves, as you see, and you may still see some residual energy about this, some residual patterning. Okay, it's not necessarily an overnight process to get out of a whole ball of wax, let alone a bag of them. Just saying. Okay. um and so you may be realizing, especially with the current energies connecting to the moon, that you are still expected to let go some aspects of some really deep rooted programming from those, again, who claim to care and know and love you, who claim to be in your corner, who claim to not be putting holes in the boat kind of thing. Love and light, Freaky J. Love and light, Aisha. And so, keep going. But once this hits the fan in the most glorious, high vibrational, and abundant, like financially and stuff, kind of way, definitely unapologetically enjoy your pleasure alone, doing you, with you, about you. Gosh, it's kind of giving the other side of pile number two, depending on how pile number two chooses to see some of the next steps up ahead. Okay. Speaking of steps, pile number two, your card next in line here says step forward and meet the light. Okay. So, you know how some people are out there looking outside of themselves for the hero to come save them? Pile number two, you understand you are that hero. And so you are being asked to understand and stop hiding that you understand that fact. Okay. Be the hero, as the card states. Now, not because it's easy, all right, but because you can. You know how you can, you're being asked. Oh, see how that works sometimes, you guys. Once you realize, like, okay, how to kind of refract some tasks, even in this life, in this walk, all right, in your uh perceptions you're being called into, perhaps, right? Then it gets easier the next time you have a foreign situation. Even you plug it in, the coordinates come out, you go, nope, we're remaining positive, we're not giving up, we're backed by divine forces. I saw the green flamingo, right? Like, seriously, stranger things have happened. If you ask to see a green flamingo, I'm not of a mindset that you couldn't. Okay. I'm also just the same, not of a mindset, and this would be important. Okay. Just saying, not me toot my own horn. I'm just saying, to believe that the universe could produce said flamingo in green, right? Or whatever color you should choose. Sometimes it is rewarding to make your request a little not so ordinary, right? So that you know that you know that you know. Sometimes it's even great to make the request without speaking it out in words. You telepathically request. Wow, that'll blow your mind when you see that green flamingo, right? Just saying, good things are about to happen for you. All right, this is giving spotlight energy, even. Okay, with that step forward and meet the light and be that hero. You guys are going to really be an inspiration if you're not already. If people aren't already telling you, as they should, most likely high key be already telling you. But I'm giving, for those that resonate with people telling you, you better get ready, because that ain't even the half of a lot of them that will be coming in droves on the other side of you really working through some of this energy here. And as I say that, I see this history card. It indicates stories, culture, as well as history class could be of some significance. Doesn't have to be the case, you guys, but we are here to learn and grow our souls. You could also be high key an ancient soul. Okay, you could also be here to be a history figure, like a historian of sorts, even, or a figure noteworthy in history. Okay, leaving a legacy behind. And as I say that, I see the world card here, really talking about closing out cycles. Okay, really talking about finality from the old versus the new. Okay, no transfer, no transition. All right, metamorphosis, yes. But I really do see the old lopping off, even energetically as well as emotionally, for this pile, because again, you have done the work, slow and steady, disciplined, grateful. Okay, repetition comes to mind as well, leading you into this Queen of Chalices. All right, so get ready to be, I don't want to project it onto you, but people are going to be jealous, honey. I mean, even referable to the tarot, right? The energy of the Queen of Cups in particular gets hated on by the other queens because of her level and measure of connectivity, as well as intuition. Okay. And, you know, a lot of people in big business making a lot of big business moves, money. Their mindsets come from divine guidance, okay? Divine downloads, inspiration, even. Okay. So definitely you got to make time for prayer, meditation, connectivity. All right. Not to say that even if you wouldn't, that the connectivity would sever. However, you might be lacking some of the harvest that definitely is intended for you, even now in current energies. Nobody wants that. And if you're still here with me, same deal with your higher self. Just saying, okay? And the Queen of Cups leading to this beautiful, um, history laced type of Six of Swords energy, right? Six of Swords is an energy, you guys, for those that don't know, which really talks about like better days cometh, moving on to calmer waters, okay? And though that is very much the case for you, it's giving the full picture of this. It's like, man, you've been through a lot. Like people maybe even counted you out. Like it's like, dude, they're carrying you on a stretcher, but like not only that, like there's like swords involved. And like not only that, like they recently, like moments before snapshotting the snapshot in time, had to actually remove them from your back so you could lay on the stretcher kind of thing. Like it's like this is big life-changing ish. And you did that. You know what I'm saying? This is the epitome of you choosing you, aka pouring into you, aka loving you to the point where the universe had to respond, such to the, hold on, see, you thought I was done, such to the point where everyone, for the most part, right, around you had to respond to start treating you the way that you know you damn sure deserve. But it had to come from you treating you that way first, not the other way around. Well, I'll treat everyone else, then with the little tidbitty things or aspects of me and my fragmented, fractal-fied type of self and energy will produce. No, you choose you first, so that you always have enough of you to go around, all right? And ain't nothing toxic about that kind of ideation, mindset, and or lifestyle, all right? Not like you might hear when other people talk about other people spreading energy around. Okay, so be mindful, choose yourselves. All right, pile number two, and anyone who can make sense of that. All right, but it's leading to close the cycle and on to better days. Okay, it's leaving. History is just that, history. It does not get to come into your light, your highlighted, dare I say, future and brighter spots up ahead in your path, in your journey, in this incarnation. All right, you've earned it unapologetically. Receive it and enjoy it. Enjoy it for you. Okay, firstly, especially. All right, and some of you solely. All right, depending on who I'm reading for. Just so serious. So the bell has rung, you guys. We have gotten through 2 of our 3 pals tonight. We got 1 more to go. So shoot your question in there according, of course, to the live stream rules. And if for whatever reason you're unfamiliar with them, no worries. Just please check the box below. All right, that description box at the very end, okay, has the live rules, and you're going to want to follow all prompts, not just some, not just one. All right, long story short, I don't even want to get into the whole thing again. All right, I'm losing steam. Love and light, you guys. I hope you're getting something out of this. And for those that aren't aware, as soon as I bang out this last POW, I've got a mind-blowing story. That literally, it's not even a story, it's just something that I experienced. There's that word again. Yesterday, and I don't want to get into it until I close out the channeling, long story short, because I enjoy working smart and not just hard. Okay, that's me trying to explain the inexplicable. I feel like, oh, there I go again. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with me, guys? I just keep trying. I know. All right, let's see here, Aisha. Ooh, that's a heavy question. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, that's very hurtful if and when that doesn't happen. I've been there. But I also know I was with that person because I didn't realize all of my worth. And nobody, including that person, was going to tell me. So, because man, what you don't want to do is not have stability if you're already going to have a child in the mix. Passion don't pay the bills or raise a baby. You know what I'm saying? But we got King of Pentacles here as well as King of Cups. So I feel like this could be perhaps something that allows this person to, if you feel like they needed to grow up, as I look at the Knight of Cups here. Well, yeah, that's probably some of it. Because, you know, a knight and a king don't have the same kind of cups even, let alone mentality. So this could be something that is kind of like a wake-up call where it's like, okay, I really actually have to ground down, get my ish together, and figure some next steps out, you know. But both of those cups, regardless of whether you're looking at the King of Pentacles or the King of Cups, indicate yes here, Aisha. All right. Much love and light to you and your baby. All right. Okay, that's what I have. All right, let's see who. I feel like I missed over somebody. Did I? Okay, here we go. Freaky J. Where's what I have? Okay, let's see here. I feel like you asked me that before and it was a yes, but so you might be communicating about that someday. The reason why I say that is because the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. Like Knight of Pentacles, high key, whole time would be like, I love this person. Super avoidant. They should just call it like the avoidant knight. No, let me stop. But once you're like once you get this person, yeah, like they yeah, no, I don't think they're looking at anybody else because I was now guided to the Star card. And the Two of Swords coming out is telling me dome space, rent free, you live. Okay. I don't know why I said it that way. It could be some significance to Yoda. Usually don't channel it that way. This person could be seeing you as steady as well. So let me just see something here. Because you're coming out as Queen of Pentacles. Let me see here. And it's also coming out that this might be some sort of motivator. So if this too resonates with your intuition, Freaky J, because this person might also... It's like, you know how like some people will be like, I'm gonna keep these options because so and so collective member, top tier, Queen of Pentacles, like I already told you, came out, right? And it's like too good to be true kind of vibes, but also like probably can't keep this one, so I'm gonna kind of like get what I can get kind of thing, whatever that may mean, or not, right? Because they could want it, just doesn't mean that they get like whatever and what all was on the menu of their agenda, perhaps, right? But the Seven of Cups coming out after that kind of like left turn energetically that I picked up on, I don't like that. Okay. And I feel like we talked about like, yeah, like, yeah, romantic feelings, but I mean, that could be like passion and lust too, right? Romantic feelings. I mean, I feel like you'd know if somebody had romantic feelings because they'd be doing some stuff for you that would be kind of undeniable and ecstasy filled. But I digress. Yeah, and the options card wants to come back out. I don't like that. Keeping shit open ended for what? Like if the star card means, like you're the one, you're top tier, why are you like fist gripping the other options? So even if it's born out of fear, right? The Knight of Pentacles ain't steady even. So it's already annoying. It's like too long, not expressive, avoidant. Like it's giving grow up. That's what I think. That's what I got, Jay. Okay? Just saying. Oh, thank you, babe. Yeah, I kind of I thrifted this. It was a vintage hat. I ripped it apart and got some proper trim. So thanks for noticing. I appreciate it. You guys are so nice to me, and I come on here. I really didn't even know what to throw on. I really just kind of wished I could have done a blackout or something, but I know it don't work like that too well. So here I am, and yeah, I'm doing my part. I'm grateful that I'm able to do what I came to do. So no worries, you guys. But 124, I think we're gonna do for pile number 3, and get us out of here because I still have to get through Well, I got through it. I got through it, but man, mind is still kind of blown. Anyways, somebody. Oh, thank you. Thank you guys. Are so sweet. Much love and light, you guys. Thank you. um, okay, so pile number 3, let's talk. All right. Might be some significance to Wendy Williams. I don't know why I wanted to like channel her essence. That's weird. Um, maybe somebody's a reporter, like into radio or listens to the radio a lot. But this particular pile was really interesting. I got a few hits regarding like I mean, we're talking homecoming. The first card out says welcome home, right? And this could be connected to perhaps general collective, so I have to talk about them, right? Some sort of military deployment connection, right? This could be speaking to incarceration connection, right? There's this return. There's perhaps this could be connecting to someone, you know, who had to enter a hospital or a facility of some sorts, even. Whole host of very different types of things here as to why some of these individuals connected to pile number 3 could be resonating with having this homecoming recently or looking forward to a homecoming recently or in the near future. And there could be some significance to Friday. I do recall that coming out. This card indicates it's Friday. So there could be some significant event you're looking forward to, or there could be a significant event referable to this homecoming energy on a Friday. Okay. And focus on the good is coming out. All right. This is something that you're not only being asked to do, but something that you have been intending to implement. All right. Maybe you feel like you could get a lot better at it. Some of you. All right. Be mindful to be grace filled with yourselves as you're on this journey. Okay. Because again, you're not here to know everything all at once. How boring. Remember, we started out discussing that this session. And if you missed it, maybe circle back, scroll back. Okay. There's something in that for you. Okay. Hello Vacation came out with Young, Wild, and Free, as well as Food, Friends, Sunshine, Enjoy the Little Things, and Thank You. Okay. So some of you, you know, you will be expecting perhaps to not only have some form of homecoming, but there could be some form of celebration. Maybe this is even connecting to some sort of like learning institution, even, you guys. Doesn't have to be the case, but some understanding that, you know, there would be a celebration attached to it in a formal sense, like a party. It's like, who's bringing the chips? I got the soda, you got the cake, kind of thing. Like, there's a formal aspect of celebration to this, a gathering, a grouping, okay? And some of you could actually be going on a retreat, you know, summertime vibes on top of the homecoming situation. Take what resonates here, but I just get that it's going to feel, or it feels like that of a vacation, like that of a load being so much lesser, to the point of maybe non-existence, to the point of maybe relief, kind of thing. All right. You will actually, for whatever sacrifices, for whatever you know, amounts of angst and turmoil that you maybe suffered through. Okay, maybe you feel like it aged you a little bit. No worries, because I see that all evening out and in rapid time, I'm hearing to say. As long as you do what makes you feel good, okay, and what keeps you in that flow state, feeling free, feeling hope filled, all right. And this could be something that, you know, you've got to implement a few different things to get like that type of outcome, or maintain that type of outcome or energy, right? And you wouldn't be the only one, so no worries there. The only issue would be if you gave up. Okay. Can't say it any more plainly than that, collective, irregardless of the pile. So serious. Okay. So it says again, food, friends, sunshine, going back to that party vibes, the weekend, summertime vibes, perhaps vacation vibes. Maybe some of you are going to you know, some sort of campground. I think I channeled lake for pile number 2, but this could even be connecting to your pile, or you could be resonating with maybe even all of these piles, if not pile number 2 as well. But this could be something that even you have a sneaking suspicion might be the case. And not to, be that spoiler, but I was guided to allow for that confirmation, not necessarily the cat out of the bag, but the confirmation, so that you could, perhaps someone here does need some assistance with remaining hope filled, that any or all of this would happen. Okay. Enjoy the little things. Sometimes impatience can lead to lack of faith. And lack of faith can lead to missing out on some aspects of, the manifestations, maybe even dreams or goals. All right, so be mindful. You got to be positive, grace filled, hope filled, and faith filled. All right, I'm not saying you got to be mindful. It's easy. I'm saying that you're being asked to be mindful, and because you're being asked, you can. Not all by your lonesome, not all on your own with your own blood, sweat, and tears, simply and solely. Yes, it may take a little bit of that, perhaps, maybe not. Okay, maybe that choice is up to you, even, right? But please know that you are definitely divinely guided and assisted. So, of course, when you have assistance, you're not really doing much of anything all the way alone, even if you should find still blood, sweat, and tears of your own essence, energy, and physical being entering into the proverbial pot or the mix here, okay? But enjoy the little things. Really, when you infuse love and gratitude into the situation, you kind of get over aspects of whatever you're facing, whoever you're expected to engage and or interact with. It can be a pleasant experience, more so than just simply and solely that bitter, horrific type of timeline or experience, okay? Because it is what you make of it, right? Haven't you shifted the energy in a room before, even inside of a conversation or even inside of a half conversation, right? And it's like, maybe somebody says something to you and you're like, wait, do I want to actually go here with it or there? Like, do I want to receive it this way, where it's all offensive and I have to bunch up my panties or my boxers and like maybe chafe a bit, right? And or, okay, you could also make the other choice though, to actually infuse love into the situation, which might actually mean, let's talk about this. Before you even get anything bunched up and start chafing, ask the context. Could I have clarification on exactly why you said that? Because, just to be clear, when you said that, it really seemed like this. And that ain't cool if it's this. Now, if it's that, we could work around it, but I just need to know exactly what you're expecting of me if you meant this, because I got nothing. Enlighten me, kind of thing, right? And so, you may find that the other person retorts back, "Oh no, honey, I would never mean this. Always that. Always that." Oh, okay, right. Next thing you know, you saved yourself 45 minutes of your cortisol shooting up. You get the lump forming in the back of your throat like you're trying to swallow a chapstick tube. You're right. And for nothing, because on the other side of a little bit of communication and on the other side of a lot less avoidance, you realize, oh, there's no matter in that. There's no offense in that. There's no worry there. There's no problem. And then you realize you don't have to make one either. So you just live free. Oh, there's that card. What did it say? What did it say? Oh, young, wild, and free. Yeah, that would help you not age too fast if you were actually in that kind of flow state, for sure, right? Knowing you are confidently able and capable to communicate, even about some of the harder things, perhaps, right? And of course, with this thank you card, instantly I get gratitude. All right. So don't be so quick, okay, with that level and measure of impatience that may be trying to still be worked out of you a little bit. I get it. Okay. Keep going and infuse it with love and gratitude. They say it's the best attitude to have anyhow, right? So F around and try that out long enough. I give you, 30 days, 26 days and see what happens. Okay. Be independent and brave is coming out, but I feel like we already had that. No, that's from the. I'm sorry, I'm pulling the wrong card there. Those were leftovers from pile number 2. Okay, so We've got with focus and intention, I can shape energy in any direction. Weren't we just talking about shifting energy, shaping energy? Yes, you can. The flower of life might be a form of sacred geometry that might be of some significance to you. Doesn't have to be the case, but you could be working with it or studying about it. That's somebody something because my nose is itchy. I love myself completely and unconditionally. So, of course, you well understand, as you should, we talk about it all the time, that self care is to be part and parcel of your lifestyle. It's not something to do once a day, once a week. It's something to just live. All right. Why? Because that is the cheat code for getting the universe to respond in an outwardly manner to where people around you go, yes, I see you, I hear you. Yes, I address you with love light. Right? Why? Because you did that to you first. You went in and said, okay, that's the fear. Oh, that's the childhood wound. Oh, that's what you were thinking. Oh, that's why you feel like that. And then you infused your own energy, which really is life force energy that connects back to divinity, love light energy, you might say too, right? See how it works? So now that you know, don't try to live like you don't know that. It's very important. You're here to build new earth. All right, so continue on. Do not give up. Okay, pile number three. So serious. And anyone, you guys, connected to the collective, please don't give up. Okay, we've got peaceful and quiet out on this card. There could be some significance to a black cat. Doesn't have to be the case. But somebody here could have a a feline familiar, whether the cat is black or not doesn't have to be the case. Again, I said, a shining life is about to appear. So you may be coming out of some really tumultuous state. You could have come out of a center even where you just were really, really sick on the strength of what all you had to face, what all you had to sacrifice, right? And, that's not me making light of it. I feel like I'm skimming over the depth of that kind of energy. And I just want to talk about it for 2 more seconds, just so that you know I'm not unmindful of how hard um, it has been to overcome and how much strength that you've garnered towards the situation in spite of maybe not knowing where all it may lie. And again, thank you for not giving up. It's really important for you to know that not only are you needed here and purposefully like placed here, but you are appreciated here. Okay. And by here, I mean this earthen realm, okay, in spite of anyone outside of you, perhaps in current energies telling you, right? But they'll come. You just keep love lighting you. They'll come and they'll tell you, okay? But you have me telling you in the meantime. Hopefully that's enough. It should be. I'm just saying. No, let me stop. You guys deserve everyone to tell you, of course, the obvious that you are worthy and that you are lovable, okay? It's time to step out of the confusion. So, was that pile number one? There does seem to be some evidence of psychic attacks. I get it. You're like pissing people off because you're like shining bright. And you're like too much and unstoppable and all that, right? It happens. Okay. Alchemize it, transmute it, move on, ask for assistance, ask for ramped up, amped up protection, and keep it moving. Okay. Not that it's easy, but because you're being, yeah, see, you get it. Okay. Okay, there we go. We face it together. So spirit's like, listen, you are never alone in this. Okay. Not even from you to you. There's no alone in you addressing you to you, because really, those that know, you are the observer anyhow. So think of it like you're playing a video game, you know? It's like Super Mario Brothers, anything comes to mind, right? It's like not only are you currently playing the role of Mario and Luigi, but you got Princess, what was her name? Princess Penelope, right? In the mix too. And you're all of that and more. So who really are you? Just Luigi then. Oh, Mario? Really, that's it? There's no princess there, are you sure? Oh, you're just the princess, are you sure? Right? This is why it's important to go in and really address you, face you, F around, and find out who you are versus who you are not, so that no one, okay, can come in and tell you that you are anything or anyone you are not and are not meant to be. Make sense? Okay. So pulling from the tarot, we first have the Knight of Chalices. So cups deal with emotions, right? Maybe you've been ferreting through some, utilizing some cups, whether it was juice or juicy juice or adult juice, perhaps. Either way, moderation is key. Now, some of you, you got to be mindful. Some things you can't do in moderation. You just can't do them. Okay, and if that's you, you got to honor that, because otherwise you're stagnating your growth, and that's not loving towards you. And you can't really blame anyone else outside of you who's also crapping on you for crapping on you when they're a reflection of your inner world and the way that you believe and think about yourself. Oh, see how you got to fix that, right? Also, why would you have to fix that? So that you can enter into a right and proper loving relationship where people lay claim to you and not simply and solely to abuse you. That's not even on the menu. Could you imagine, right? No gaslighting either. Wow. What would that be like? Well, you better dream it to the point where you experience it, because it's very much something on the menu or on the table, dare I say, for you. Unless you believe otherwise and settle for crumbs. Don't be that one. Okay, paw number 3, don't be that one. Um, So the next, we've got the Hierophant, okay, Daddy God, as it were. All right, patriarchy and all, perhaps. Got something better for you up ahead. Keep going. All right, even when it hurts, even when you're triggered, even when you're scared, keep going towards your higher minded self. Because now is the time, you guys, you're to be actively, pretty much so far, as far as I can tell, reading any of the energies from any of these piles, co creating Earth. Okay, now I'm not saying that you necessarily should know from one blueprint to the next what you're doing, but you should definitely know that you're and have understanding and honor that you are called, that you are chosen, some may say. And because you exist in this particular dispensation and in this particular dimension, realm, as it were, right? There's a lot of purpose and strategy behind that. Okay, connecting back to divinity, divine right, rule, and agenda. This is big-ish. Okay, we just had what aspects of the Galactic Federation contacting through some of the message. Okay, for the collective, I think in the previous within the previous 2 live streams uploaded prior to this one. So you guys, don't be walking around, okay, thinking, feeling like you are small potatoes. And just the same, don't allow anyone to have access to you who expects you to believe that you are. Okay? King of Pentacles. All right. So some of you may be really concerned about perhaps the relocation, perhaps the aftermath of the reason why you had to go away, right? Perhaps certain things that were told by government, agencies didn't really line up or pan out in the timeline or the budget. Perhaps that, you were previously told. I need you to know, um, stay focused on, are you doing what you know is part of your path? Okay, and if you're saying no, you need to perhaps go back to the drawing board, but you definitely need to, regardless of whether you hit that drawing board, go into your own prayer and meditation sessions. Okay, I say sessions, multiple and plural, because often you're going to find out that there's something within you still being worked out that really has to get better at receiving. Some of you are so quick to pray, right? And it's like, that's great. I'm not crapping on you for that. Like, that's not like unnecessary. But what would be unnecessary if you pray the same prayer, asking for the same thing over and over and over again, and the whole time you're not believing you're worthy of it? The whole time you're not really believing that divine actually will come through for you. So the whole time you're wasting your time in the divines, and then you expect something great to come out of it, and then you blame the divine God, as it were, daddy or not, right? And it's like, that has to stop, because just like we talked about number 1, crown needs straightened there. So if that's you, all right, this is not a call to act any type of ill manner towards yourself, being begrudging, being unloving. In fact, it's a call to very much the opposite of that. Okay, so if that's you, address it. Stop avoiding that, right? You got to put your coach hat on. So if I talk to somebody else, if I talk to a child and they were struggling through the same ideation, these same feelings, what might I come up with? And you give it to you. to give to you, okay? Because gone are the days where you're giving it outside of you first. That's why some of you have yet to still see in your outward experiences what you damn sure deserve and are desiring, okay? Because you still got work to do on the inside so that you can actually get to the part where the universe has to respond in that really aftermath of you rocking the cheat codes. Okay, I don't know really how else to say it because you definitely have to do your part in this collective. All right. Um, King of Pentacles leading into the Nine of Chalices, leading into the Lovers, which does speak to Gemini placements, could be, as well as communication. This Lovers card didn't feel like we were talking about any kind of love connectivity other than with self to self, maybe even through self with aspect of duality even, okay? There could be some significance of LGBTQ plus community to pile number 3. Doesn't have to be the case, you guys. But it is part and parcel of the energy for some here. And really the Nine of Cups talks about getting yourself to the point where you realize, like, okay, I've done the work. I love me. I understand me. Actually, befriend me. I'm so cute. Like, I'm so amazing. And not in the sense of some sort of delusional narcissist monster. Excuse me, monster. But in the sense of finally giving yourselves the accolades that you've been deserving of, probably from communities, multiple and plural, right? Sometimes, especially if you're a chosen one, all right? Here's the kicker. You got to be that one, like we talked about with what was it, pile number 2, being their own hero, stepping up to the own, you know, on their own volition to the light, right? Doing your part to transmute, alchemize, change your perception, think a little higher, right? And walk the path a lot brighter. It's really all connected, you guys, okay? I next see the devil card coming out on the other side of the Lover's card energy. For some reason, I thought we had the Hierophant. Maybe that was the last pile. I'm getting tired, you guys. Um. Okay, so we had the Lovers leading to the Devil card, leading to the Five of Pentacles, leading to the Three of Chalices. Okay, so making a definite better connection or relationship, more aptly stated, with finances, with the idea, even with the idea of the energy of money, which money is just that energy, right? And really working on ways to invest in self, which might feel risky, though the divine wants you to know, really, whomever I'm speaking to that resonates with that, okay, connected to pile number 3, it feels risky because you are working out some residual energy regarding your worthiness to receive. Okay, so the more that you pour love light essence into that aspect, that heart space with that type of intention to counter that, so that you experience less of that type of triggering. All right, it's really giving residual energy, nothing that I feel like shouldn't be overcome eventually, right? So please, this is not a doom and gloom message, but we are talking about these things because they are necessary sometimes, right? Just because you have a crown on doesn't mean it stays straight, perhaps. Perhaps for some doesn't mean that you always know where it is, right? Maybe you left the room and left it on the throne or something, kind of thing, right? And so, depending on the subject matter, I mean, we talk about these things to gain clarity and also reground and continue to maintain in our next steps, right? Our best steps, keeping that hope alive, all right, as well as that faith. The Five of Pentacles really is something that you are actioning out of. It's almost giving chariot energy from the five, right? It's like transportation out of there. This is not something that you were meant to stay in. For those that resonate with getting to know maybe a little too well, poverty, lack, things like that, coming out of that mental state All right, no longer allowing for that subconscious programming to fester in, the behind the scenes type of energy or vibration, because you realize the longer you allow for that, maybe even avoid the fact that it is running in the background there, the longer you are delaying the inevitable. And the inevitable is you getting your dreams, goals, and wishes fulfillment. Okay, so nobody wants that delayed. If you're still here with me, your higher selves definitely are on board with that message. Okay, so now that you know better, you can do better. And definitely don't give up. Just saying, okay? Because you want to get to the Three of Wands, where even if this is connecting to travel, transition, you're able to do that, and you're able to do it confidently, feeling backed by divinity. All right, feeling capable of getting the answers even from self, as well as feeling capable of pouring into yourself with that love light energy that we were just discussing a few moments ago, and such to the point of really receiving that on the back end, not only simply and solely through you always and in always, but through others, through universal energies, inclusive of others who will most assuredly have to, by divine right, role, and agenda on the other side of you doing this work, show up in your physical, tangible world. All right. And that is really the epitome of beautifying your path, if I do say so myself, collective. All right. So you definitely want to do this. And I see that because on the other side of the Three of Wands is the Magician card. All right. This is really talking again about your dreams, goals, wishes, fulfillment, your manifestations. Also, this is giving, whatever you deserve, you desire to experience, same deal you deserve. Okay. So, of course, the divine would assist you in this. You just have to do your part and not give up. Okay. Two of Wands really talking about balance, yes, but also making decisions just as well. I know we had the Two of Swords come out for, I believe, pile number two. There could be some significance to 22, and or 222 at this point. Look up those angel numbers, would you? They really help round out the message, you guys. I'm so serious, okay? So there's that. But let me just take a look at this card here. Just really quick. So you could be seeing a lot of signs here. Maybe you're a walker, whether you have transportation that you own or have access to or not. I do see some significance to both the desert as well as like urban streets. So California, maybe even Nevada comes to mind. Okay. Colorado, I'm also hearing. These could be places of some significance that you're looking to transition either into or travel into or out of. Okay, so take what resonates here. Pile number three doesn't have to be the case. So interesting. Seven is sticking out to me, and I know that is a number of rewards given for closing out cycle, right? And I do believe we started your tarot session with the road card energy. Was that you guys? Or am I tripping? Let me see here. Maybe that was pile number two. My bad. What did we start out as, though? Hold on. Because now I'm like... Now I have to play catch up. Lovely. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. Knight of Chalices. The Seven of Chalices. Well, if you felt like you didn't have options before on the other side of you, like maybe even slowing things down, choosing you way more, you're going to have way more choices. They would produce perhaps even higher vibrational outcomes than intended, right? Because you know what? Sometimes you have to do some aspects of this work to really even properly identify what you even should be wanting, let alone what you want, right? Like when you put your grown up hat on, perhaps you realize, "Ugh, probably not Rico because he likes gunplay too much, right? It's not getting safe. Should we make Rico a daddy and have six kids?" Because mature hat wisdom goes, raising them by yourselves for sure, for sure. This ain't even about him stepping out on you. It's about him not walking and perhaps not even being around because, again, gunplay not safe. Makes sense. Love and light, Laura. So, it is what it is. And it's like Rico's probably the hottest out of the lot. I get that. Is it worth it? No. Wisdom says no. Okay. So maybe there is a little bit more work to be done about honing in with specificity what you are here to receive, what you desire even to experience. Okay. It's not necessarily the divine's preference every time to just go, to just have us be like, it's whatever God wants for me. It's fine. I'm okay. And it's like, well, it's like if you don't even know, do you want to date even a guy or a girl or both, right? How would the divine even serve you somebody where when you do see him, you go, yep, that checks out, that fits, that's right, nice, right? Like you'd just be all like, you'd still be in the what if, like, well, if they keep the ball rolling, then next thing you know, you're keeping yourself like hung on or hung up on someone who may not even be for you. Maybe they're not even really in your vibrational frequency, and that's why it could never really seem like they're on your same shared timeline, honey, let alone share a house and a family. Makes sense. Okay, so really you got to be mindful about your intentions and your whys, and sometimes you guys, divine will get a little stubborn about really insisting you doing the work to get those specifics. Okay, there's something in it for you is why. Okay, it's not that the divine is like super stupid. Okay, I mean, divinity made you. So, like, what are we saying here, right? So, again, perception is key. And the more positive you can make any path, the more pleasant any path automatically becomes, right? And so, really you do get to work some aspects while you're working the shadow work of the delusion, right, that you can kind of create and craft to remain positive and high vibrational. Of course, this is not some form of delusion that also simultaneously hurts others, takes away from people, is not safe. No, we're not talking about, like even like the energy of dementia in the streets, right? No, okay, but in the sense of really manipulating your energy to remain high vibrational. And there is no harm in that to you or anyone when you're doing that. In fact, it's the reverse of that, the anti that. It's great, and divine really appreciates that. Ask me how I'll know, and I'll explain in just a few moments when I explain what happened to me yesterday, you guys. Almost done with pound number 3, and I'm going to ring that bell. There could be some significance to airplanes. Somebody could work security here. Pound number 3 doesn't have to be the case. If you are traveling, there's a lot of aspect of travel to this path, whether you're homecoming or whether you do have a lot, like, maybe somebody goes away for work even, right? Like fisherman vibes comes to mind. It's like we're gonna go, I'm gonna say mine, and maybe somebody's a miner, I don't know. But it's like somebody like goes away for a few months, weeks, comes home, there's a celebration because they're there for few months, weeks, right, type of thing. It could be that too as well. Pile number 3, I am picking up aspects of that. So maybe somebody could even live on an island, all right, where it's like the coming in and leaving out of has to be by plane, all right. Maybe somebody is not so like landlocked, as it were, right? So take what resonates with that. I don't really want to stay on that too long, you guys. I just want to make sure that I did hit all of your cards here. Again, attitude is gratitude. It's going to get you through any fires, any storms. Communication is best. Please do not avoid it, especially if it's referable to communication with you to you, right? Very important, okay? And with this, we face it together. I mean, this is really your spiritual guidance team as well as your higher self coming through. Talking about like, don't get it twisted, you're not alone. Don't get it twisted, you're not unguided. You are very much divinely guided and supported and protected in what all ever you may set out in your next ventures on the other side of this homecoming. Some of you are really expected to contribute to society in certain ways, right? And there may be some sort of hesitancy or fears or just concerns about that. Give it to your spiritual guidance team, give it to God, as they say. All right, give it to the divine, because again, you too are not here to do everything by any form or measure or degree, always and in always by yourself. And that's why that card, we do it together, basically is coming out. Just a friendly reminder, pound number 3, okay? And maybe somebody did need that reminder, and that's okay too. Okay, but be mindful to be graceful towards yourselves as you heal aspects of your former self, as you crawl out of you know, forms of residual energy even. Okay, because just like you know, you can say that the version of you that existed, you know, 8 to 10 years ago, is nothing like the current self. All right. Um, there's still honor to be attached to all versions of yourself, yourselves, as it were, right? Because without the death, you don't get the rebirth, and without the rebirth, you don't get the new aspect, right? The new pleasant experience. Okay, so you don't get the new version of you just the same, and they're all leading somewhere great. Okay, even those still resonating that at the current version, though it may not be anything like the version that you know, you used to know and love back in old Earth or old moon cycle energy. You're not where you're going just yet either, and that's okay too. The call still just the same is to be mindful to honor this version of yourself as well, because just the same as the previous models, you know, you too, in your now state, are part and parcel of the process of really getting to where you are going. And that's okay too. Okay. What's not okay is not to honor the process. All right. So the bell has rung. It is the final time, you guys. Hopefully somebody got something out of that somewhere. All right. And gosh, I know I did. I'm grateful to Spirit, and I'm grateful to the divine. I'm grateful for the flower moon and the emotional release that the energies are definitely well underway in assisting us collectively and separate and apart with experiencing. And you know what, you guys? Long story short, we came here for the experience, not necessarily all of the outcomes. Take the pressure off, right? Just saying, okay? Could be some significance to smoky quartz. Maybe somebody needs to work with that. If you have a piece of it around, you might want to get that. I don't know why Spirit highlighted that to me just now. Laura, that actually could be you. Okay, now let's see here. Um, you guys, if not, if nobody has any questions, cool. I'm gonna sit here for like a couple more seconds to be sure, because once I started talking about what happened yesterday, like I'm almost beside myself because I feel like I need to just calm down so I can get it out. But it's a lot, and I do have to look something up. I just remembered to assist me with telling you why this was so mind blowing. But if you guys have questions, I'm not here to not read your cards, right? If you're still eligible and you have a question, cool. Just please be mindful to ask me in the manner that the live stream rules dictate. I know I'm going to get to it, Fiona. Yep. 1 second, I got to look something up here. Okay, let me see here. All right. Let me check. Are we good? I've been out here 2 hours already. All right. So I don't see any questions. Forgive me. I'll check at the end just to triple check. But here's the sitch. Okay. And I promise I'm not making anything up. Okay. I was so grateful that I wasn't by myself to experience this, because I'm like, how would I even explain that? But anyway, long story short, yesterday was Mother's Day, obviously. A friend and I decided to finally, Cassandra, that's funny. Um, a friend of mine and I decided to finally meet up. And so I was in the area of Ricketts Glen State Park, which is located in Pennsylvania. And maybe many of you know, like Cassandra, I know you do. We talked earlier yesterday. But, anyways, it was my first time. The park was beautiful. The weather was beautiful. I was so grateful. I was like literally like tapped in with all that water. Like, I have Pisces in my chart, so it's like, dude, you're not going to keep me around water too long without me tapping in, whether I'm aware of it or not. Okay. So, long story short, we're in the park for a couple hours, having a great time and taking in the sights. I got a lot of audio and visual to share with you all through other means and methods on the channel. I don't want to say too much there, but anyways, long story short, you guys will be able to see for those that aren't familiar with this particular state park. So again, my first time, I'm definitely not familiar. I'm not familiar with the landscape. It's one of those where it's like you definitely should have, regardless of your body habitus, a walking stick, just because of the terrain and like some of the trajectory and like some aspects are narrow and you're like literally right near like waterfalls. Like the cliffs are right there, like at your ankles, right? Some aspects of it, maybe not all. And there's like 21 or 22 waterfalls in this particular park, okay? So, long story short, my friend and I realized, um, prescription sunglasses nowhere to be found. It's like, wait, what? They were just right there. And I'm like, I personally was like very upset by this because I was like, wait, hold on, like we've come all this way, and like it just should be. It was a great day. It was a great day to have a great day. The weather was great. It was beautiful, right? And I was like, man, that I just don't really. It just struck something with me where it was like I didn't really want to accept that, right? So I'm like praying about it and stuff, and I say to her, the only place that, because everywhere is like rocks and roots, like tree roots. So if you drop anything anywhere, right, aside from like seeing it, because we were having to, we even talked about this. It was like, man, almost, like the back of your neck is hurting because you have to like look down so much because you really have to watch your footing there. I mean, you're right by the cliffs of the waterfalls, multiple, okay, and on many occasions, just in the one trail, okay, that we were on. So it's like, man, that's just really unlikely that aside from not hearing it, that we wouldn't have seen it happen between the two of us, looking at the ground, okay, like a freaking search party, just to like survive the certain aspects of the terrain, right? And I say to my friend, I go, you know what? There's this one spot. It was really mossy. And I go, that's the only area out of this whole path that they could have fallen and we both wouldn't have heard it. So even for not seeing it, like we just probably wouldn't have been able to hear that if they hit the ground. It would have been blanketed. And my friend agrees, like, oh yeah, you're right. Well, here's the sitch, collective. At that mossy spot, okay, when we hit it the first time, we were on what's called a loop trail, so we had to go back around. It's like, well, we'll just keep an eye on when we circle back. And we did. We didn't see anything. No glasses, right? But this particular mossy spot, we were standing there, taking in the beauty, the sights, the sounds, of course, and being grateful. And my friend is basically just so much, definitely another earth angel, right? Just high vibes. We were telling everybody happy Mother's Day. The vibe was being raised. We were remarking at things like mushrooms high up on the tree and the tree roots. And again, I do have some audio visual on these things and I will be sharing with you guys, right? So not to sound like, oh, you missed it, I'm gonna share, right? But I just want to get through this part because this was so amazing and it just happened, so I'm still reeling, right? We're in the mossy spot. Everything's well and good. We don't know if the glasses are gone at this point or not. It wasn't a thing yet, okay? And I'm standing there and I go, "What's this? What's that song?" I started channeling a song, and I don't even know all the words to it. And my friend was able to like recite, like rattled it off the tongue. It was like the, I don't know if it's the Battle Hymn of the Republic or something like that, but it's like something like, "Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord," right? Something like that, right? And I'm like, I stand there and I go, I'm like trying to like eke out the channeling because I don't know. It's the Battle Hymn of blah blah blah, right? Um, and I'm like, what? And the water's rushing, and I'm like, I felt like, okay, is there like connectivity here? Like, what's going on? And I go out loud, I go, but this isn't Gettysburg. I'm like, is this? I was like, is there like Civil War energy here? Like, was there like a battle here? Because I'm like, again, I don't know anything about this park. It's my first time. Interestingly enough, when we enter the park, there's no sign Beyond, hey, this is the park name, and if you'd like to go to the trail here, you go there, restrooms are there. Not much else. And my friend too agrees when we remark on this, because I had questions after what happened. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'm gonna let this go because I was starting to feel like a little like, oh, I don't know. And I was like near the water's edge, and the water's rushing. So like your depth perception after a while starts to kind of like mess with you, and it's like, okay, let's just get a little bit more stability here. Like I was probably trying to really tap in and didn't realize it, didn't catch it because I was already overstimulated with the beauty and the water and stuff. Okay, it was a great day, right? Um, so uh I get back to my friend's house and I'm like, let me look this up. All right. So all I can do in Google is type in Ricketts Glen Civil War because I don't know. Okay. So this is the man. I'll show you. This is a drawing of this man, right? Um, okay. And this is who the park is named after. Okay. And let me just get back to it. It says Ricketts Glen State Park is named for Robert Bruce Ricketts, a Union Army colonel who fought at Gettysburg during the Civil War. He later purchased land in what is now the park area and played a role in its preservation. Now, here, the whole time, me and my intuitive AF friend are going, this is great. We appreciate the park, right? Happy Mother's Day, high vibes to you kind of thing. We appreciate this. At one point, my friend, like needed some stability and her, like my back was to her. So I can only hear what she said, but what she said was actually not to me, it was to the tree. And I heard her say, can I hold you? And I turned back and I go, what? And I like extend my hand thinking she needed help up over because some of those are like boulders out there, right? And then I realized, oh no, she's like at a tree. And then she goes, sorry, I'm weird. Like, and I was like, no, like, thank you. Like, that's great. Right. So, apparently we were not alone. And, here's the thing. He served in the Union Army, specifically with Battery F, and participated in the Battle of Gettysburg, discharged as a colonel. But he and his members, oh, actually, it's 21, not 22 waterfalls, it's 21. But he and his members had something to do with defending Cemetery Hill. Like, this was big. And I'm like, what? Right? I'm not even done. So you thought I was done, right? Now, after I get done looking that up, my friend starts unpacking this, everything in her bag. I watched this person meticulously go through all compartments of their bag and take everything out. And those glasses were not in there. They were there. They were there. So I said, thank you. Because I know that's his park. You know what I'm saying? Stranger things have happened. You guys may not, share in the same sentiment. I get that, but I know what I know. There's no way. I'm not even a Civil War buff. I don't go looking for war. I hate war about history, every history. I loathe war, all aspects of it. Okay, so I'm not that one going, that'd be cool with like cannons and but I tapped into it and we were definitely not alone and we were definitely assisted. So please be mindful, okay, that you're not alone here, right? Kind of ties in even to this message, right? And as long as you are I guess I should say surrendering to the possibility, right? I mean, you too can get your own tangible evidence. I'm just saying, because each and every one of you have your own intuitive giftings, right? Of course, you're seen as a light in the spirit realm. Of course, if you enter spaces, right, that people have connectivity to it and you honor them the way that you honor yourselves, you will be highlighted and you will most assuredly be assisted and protected, right? So I don't know how much more plainly I could state that, but I really, really was like, I cannot wait to tell my collective, because I figured you guys would get a kick out of that. And I'm so serious. Like, we both knew the glasses were not there, and we drove like a half an hour to get back to her house from the park. So this wasn't like, oh, we got in the parking lot and they were outside of the car kind of thing. No. So what do you guys think about that one? Man, pretty amazing. Just saying. Love and light content. Hi. So you guys, I don't know if the live stream's lagged. You guys aren't saying anything. I'm gonna hop off soon. Hopefully you guys got something out of it. I don't know. I'm gonna check for you about Taurus. All right. But man, I thought that was pretty cool. Could not make it up. Would not. But man, I was like, that had me pacing the floor for a second. I was like, wait, what? Wait, what? Like when I looked it up, because I was thinking, okay, you know, I don't really know if I even did the search to the point where, because like I just didn't know exactly like how to ask what I was asking necessarily, because I didn't know, was it a thing? You know what I mean? Boy, oh boy, I pulled it up and I'm like, and you can, if you look him up, you'll see he's got different photos. I know I showed you the sketch one. It's just the one that comes up first, but his coat is not like the other men. Like he really like ended up being like they said, like in a higher rank by the time he was done serving there. And he was also in the timber business. So he, and I'm telling you, we were out there going, look how amazing the trees are, because some of them had tipped over and the roots had been, you know, uprooted, and yet still the roots still made it towards the sky, some of them, as if they were their own tree, and started developing leaves, okay, and standing tall as if, you know, it's like the root is basically a tree trunk now. But it's still the root. Like it was just amazing. Like, wow. And we were admiring that, just because, I mean, like, how could you not, kind of thing. But he must have just picked up on that and was like, you know what, I like you too, ladies. Like, in a happy Mother's Day to you. It's like, you know. Um, okay, here. I don't think that the offer you want to come into fruition is going to come in. You got a bunch of no cards coming out here until you, kind of like we were already talking about, start really honoring. I can't show the star card, right? But the Queen of Wands is pretty uh gorgeous. It's giving understatement, right? Until you value yourself inside and out, outside and in, right? Because, and here's how you can tell if you would need to do that work, because I'm not getting that you think like, oh, you're just like a nothing, right, and a no one. It's not that. But here's the sitch. I'm looking at the Five of Swords leading to the Nine of Swords, right, over a lover's connection, and you being in Queen of Swords energy, and all of that's giving, that's not it, right? Like, why would you even want someone who puts you in that kind of energy where you're left waiting with bated breath, and you're stalking, and at times getting into some form of obsessive and or high anxiety mode where you're not sleeping the best, right? That would mean you're overarching the energy of worth somewhere outside of you, and it happens to be including this person. And the reason why I say that again is because we're looking at the Lover's card, which I can't show because of YouTube, but you know, so it's pretty self-explanatory. And the reason why I say you won't get it necessarily, you're delaying the inevitable until, unless and until you actually really kind of do what makes you tick without this person, without you waiting about this person, wondering about this person, um, then it'll come in. Then the communication will come in, and the offer. Not even just communication, but the offer and communication. Funny how that works. The divine knows what it's doing. It often uses a strategy connecting to our heartstrings and our pockets to gain our attention, because often we don't want to necessarily willingly give it, do we? Maybe it's not easy unless and until it's connected to certain things. Even then, you're still asked to do the work, okay? Because it's good for you, and not because it's punishment, and not because it means that this person isn't ever able to come to you as soon as you do the work. All right, so if you feel like you don't want to wait too long, go ahead and do you fast. All right, that's what I have for you, babe. Yep, Fiona, I'm going to share. I got audio visual for sure. I'm going to share it. Yes, it is a very, very special, very healing place. My goodness, you guys, if you can get to the tops of mountains, if you can get to anywhere where there's waterfalls, there's literally like scientific evidence about the ionization of those places, really leading to cellular and structural healing, healing of free radicals, healing bones, right? Even some of the aspects that came out I'm not sure if that was pile number 2 or pile number 1, right? Healing, healing, healing. Even the sound frequency, like, people go to, get some of those um, sound bowls, like sound bath, I think they call them. I'm not against those, by the way. I'm just saying if you can't get to them or pay however much money they want per session, get to a waterfall, right? Get to the woods, even get to some trees under them. Let the light filter through them to get to you, kind of thing, right? It's so healing and necessary. I feel so good. And it's so funny because my friend says, oh, yeah, like, because, it wasn't. The easiest, it's really considered to be generally moderate terrain to, like, and beyond. It's not really the easiest of paths. And I was really proud of myself because I did a lot of hard work in the gym. And that was clearly necessary to get me to that point because I don't know if I would have made it if I hadn't done the many sessions and really just, like disciplined it out for a few months. But it was funny because my friend goes, yeah, you'll feel that tomorrow. I was fine. I'm fine. So, you know, keep going, you guys. Baby steps lead somewhere so great, right? I would have never known. And hey, maybe if I didn't do any of the work, right? Whether you go to a gym or not, just think about it just in general course, right? If I didn't do any of the work to even like address me, love on me, like coach me, believe in me, right? Allow me to take risks, allow me to enter into the flow state, I might not have even had that experience to know, like, oh, here's some tangible evidence. Like, like I felt like Kim Russo in the woods or some ish, right? Like, it's like, what is going on? Here's this picture. Like, I'm hearing the music. It was so great, though. I can't wait to go back. I really will. I really will. Walking stick in hand. I'm going to get my own. I'm excited. But that's what I had for you guys. Thanks so much for coming out, hanging out, for even caring to hear what happened yesterday. I'm really only sharing because sharing's caring. I really do share to keep you guys motivated with what I know, truthfully, is going on, is or will work, kind of thing, right? And man, I just felt that was highly appropriate to share. Okay. So I don't know if you guys have had experiences like that, but if not, get ready, okay? Because that's par for the course in this new Earth type of paradigm. A lot of supernatural ish, okay, and unapologetically so. Gone are the days of hiding, okay? So you guys, listen up. If you take nothing else from this entire session, don't give up. All right, I love you guys so so much. Stay beautiful, stay amazing, and I look forward to our next live stream. Love and light, you guys.